This is my 2024 Can-Am Outlander 850 XT, and I thought I would start out the video by showing you guys what I have been using for storage. First of all, I don't like those massive storage containers that wrap around the back rack. I think they're ugly, they get in the way, they're bulky. I just don't care for the way it looks. So I run this Rotopax storage container. I've got the Rotopax fuel tank and I love it. So typically the way I ride, I've got my fuel tank over here tied down and I've got this storage container over here tied down. There's problems with this though. First of all, it's tight, right? It's very thin. Second of all, it's not IP rated, so there's no gasket or seal over here. So dust gets in there. I assume water could get in there if you were, if it was a torrential downpour. It has rained and I haven't got anything in there. But anyways, lots of problems. You can see how thin it is. I need something deeper. I keep my drone and backup batteries and all this stuff in here, and it's just not big enough. It's not deep enough. It's big enough this way. Also, getting things in and out of it is a hassle. Why? Because every time I need to get into it, I have to take it off this mount, and it's a process. I'm trying to do this one-handed. There we go. So every time I want to get into it, see, I have to tighten this all the way back down. Now I can't just open the lid up and get into it. I have to completely dismount it, completely unscrew this just to get into it. That's not a big deal for the gas container because typically I'm only refueling once, if at all, in the entire day. But I get into this multiple times throughout a day of riding. I can't just flip it open and access my stuff. And then when I can access my stuff, it's a chore having to get everything out of these little nooks and crannies. It's just a bad design, okay? It's a really bad design. So this is going, and we're upgrading to this. Milwaukee Packout. Let me show you which one this is so that you'll know if you're interested. Item number 48228435. It's the compact organizer. I feel like this one is about the right size. Let me go ahead and open it up. You can see right off the bat, we've got IP rating with this nice seal, so it's going to keep dust and moisture out. We've got these divider trays. If I want to use them, I can take some of them out if I want. And the biggest thing is these big robust latches, which I really like. But how am I going to mount this on my quad? I'm going to take you through it step by step. So I want to keep the Rotopax fuel tank. Love this fuel tank. Doesn't leak. Works really, really well. So I need to figure out how this is going to look. I think that's the first step, okay? So I got that tightened down. At first I thought I'd mount it like this, but I don't know, that doesn't look as good as that. That just looks better to me, and it's all within the actual rack of the four-wheeler. So I'm gonna mount it sideways like this, and I've got a plan for how I'm gonna mount this. Let me go ahead and take this back off, and I wanna run you guys through this mounting bracket. This is also made by Rotopax. I will try to put a link in the description. This plate right here, this is the universal mounting plate. You can see it's got all these holes in it for different mounting locations, all that good stuff. I've had it for quite a while. I've had it on my Kawasaki, now I've got it on this one. I want to mount that Packout right there sideways on it. So how am I going to do that? First of all, the Packout system's got a cool little innovative system where it can quick connect on and off. If you've got other Packouts, you can quickly stack one on top of this one and slide it on and off. But I don't have that on this rack. On Etsy, there's a guy that's making these. Actually, there's a bunch of guys that are making these. This is the bracket right here. I don't even know, Unbeaten Path Designs, okay? Unbeaten Path Designs is this like CNC machined aluminum. As long as I mount this dude here, something like that, I can then slide this on and it'll click lock quickly. For instance, we like to stay in hotels when we go riding. I've got valuable stuff in here. I don't want to have to take it all out. I can just quickly unlock it from the rack, take it in the hotel with me, or put it in the back of the truck. So that's gonna be nice. But also, once it's clicked on, I can just open it here from the side, and I don't have to worry about taking it off to open it up. So that's gonna be nice. I need to mount this to the universal mounting bracket, which then I need to mount to the rack of my four-wheeler, and I'll take you through that as well. Let's get this bad boy mounted. Here's that universal mounting bracket. It's got this area right here where it's built up on both sides. That's where you're supposed to mount your Rotopax mounts. This particular bracket, gonna be a void underneath it, but I got a solution for that. How do I mount this universal bracket to the back rack of my quad? I'm the type, I don't want to go punching holes all in my nice new ATV rack. I want to be able to take all this off and you not be able to tell that I ever had it on there. That's just the way I'm wired. So I found these. I'll try to link these as well. These are called the Stud. So I'm using them, they're not really designed for this, but that's what I'm using them for. Basically, it's just a key turn system in there. So there's basically washers on the back side. When you start tightening up these bolts, it sucks those nuts tight to the bottom of the rack, and now I've got a nice little mounting hole there. I went ahead and drilled a hole in this universal mounting bracket. Let's see if I can get it lined up here. See, there's the stud. There's my hole right there. Basically, this is the center point. I've already checked it. The fuel tank does not come past this. So my Milwaukee Packout does not need to come past it. So what I'm gonna have to do is the second hole right here that he's got CNC'd, I'm gonna have to mount it right through here. I need to mount that right through there, and then I need to drill another hole through this bracket and mount through there. And thankfully, I've got a void underneath there that I can get a bolt and nut through. So let's go ahead and get that done. Got it mounted, but as you can see, I had to do a little bit of modifying here. So here was the problem. Because of the location of this stud, a hole here through the plate meant that this nut and screw was sticking down on top of my rack, and I couldn't have that. So I considered moving this out a little bit, but then I would have the same situation over here. So ultimately, I just decided to make my own hole in this Unbeaten Path Designs Packout bracket, and I had to build it up. You could see some of the nuts underneath here. I had to build it up with nuts because underneath this channel, it's hollow, so it's a channel under here, whereas it's flat in those two locations. I wish this were solid all the way through, but it's not. It is what it is. Anyways, it's nice and solid and tight now. Don't forget, anytime you're dealing with an ATV that you're gonna be trail riding, use some of this thread locker. This is Vibratite. I get this on Amazon. Really, really good stuff. It's the gel, stays on there really nicely, but as you can see, she's locked in. The only situation that I've got to deal with now, I'm gonna have a little bit of rattling, but I think I can fix that. It just barely moves a little bit. You see that? That's just the Packout case moving. That's not the bracket. And what it is it's because, let me take this off, because this is elevated here, so the bottom of the Packout is here, the rest of the Packout is floating out here. So I think what I can do is I can take these locations here and add just a little bit of felt pad to them, and I think that's gonna fix my problem. Now I need to actually mount this bracket, and I'll go ahead and take you through that too. I need to mount this bracket to my quad. This is that stud system that I was talking about. See how it fits so nicely in here? And it is rock solid connected to the rack of the quad. Comes with this little turn knob. So now I've got this hole drilled out to the proper size. And now I can just tighten this up. I might put a little thread locker on that as well, just so that I can kind of straighten this up. I have no doubt that this would hold it, but I don't think it's going to hold it in place left to right. You see how I've got a little bit of movement there? I don't like that, so I'm probably still gonna go ahead and fasten down through here. Now you get the point. Now that this is on, I still have enough room for my Packout here and for the Rotopax fuel can here. Let me go ahead and fasten these down, but that's how that stud system works. It's really nice. Went ahead and put some thread locker on this knob. I don't see myself ever taking this off, but if I do, I'll be able to, but I want it secure. And then right here, you can see that I've got a bolt with a washer, and just a couple of pieces of steel strapping underneath, and I went ahead and put thread locker on that as well. Don't know that you can see it from underneath. Yeah, there it is. Let's see if I can zoom in for you here. Yeah, so there you go. See how it's tied together? That just secures the back end. That made this way tighter. I've got this little felt pad stuff. I'm not even sure where I got it at, but it's got just a little bit of thickness to it, and it's got tape on each side, so it's got adhesive on each side. And basically what I'm doing here, just sticking it to the bottom of these feet. And then one more here. I don't know how long this will last. If it wears off or doesn't last as long as I want it to, I'll buy something else. I think I'll just leave this tape on the bottom to keep it from sticking. All right, it's the moment of truth. I always put my Rotopax gas can on the exact same way. The spout is sticking out that way. That's on there. I can lock that down. Put those sticky feet on the bottom. Push down just a hair. Slide it in. Everything looks nice and straight. I like the way this looks. And now, easy access to whatever I want inside there. IP rated, so I'm not gonna have to worry about dust and moisture and intrusion and all that stuff. When I'm ready to go home, just throw this in the back of the truck or in the hotel room, whatever, good to go. The gas can, actually, these Rotopax mounts have a locking mechanism, so I actually have a key and a lock for these, but see, I can take that off independently, fuel up the quad, and then put it back on, and then lock it back down. I'm loving the way this looks. I don't see it going anywhere. That is super secure. Hey, if you've enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and the subscribe button, and check out some of our riding videos. If you just came here to check out the Milwaukee Packout, you should seriously check out some of our riding videos. We ride in the Ozarks of Arkansas. We have a really good time. We see some beautiful scenery, some waterfalls, rough, wicked terrain. Check that out. Hey, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you on the next one.